Hi guys. Hello. Hi. Hi everyone. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was just posting a reply video because someone just wrote something really ridiculous, a really ridiculous question. And I was like saying, so you don't have to change your person to get them back? I was like, what? Where are you getting that from? I just had to do a reply because I was like, someone's hella confused. Someone needs to watch all my videos. Hello. Oh, Dylan. Hang on, guys. I'm going up. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Jasmine. Brianna. Anon. Paminda. Oh, Samantha sent me a super chat. Thank you, darling. I'll get to it in a sec. Sarah. Amber. What's your question, Samantha? It's just $9.99. No question? Samantha, darling, do you have a question? Samantha Ruster. Oh, darling, you just sent me a super chat with nothing in it. Put your question, darling, if there's a question. I'm clicking on it, but nothing's happening. Oh, how weird. Darling, send me a question, will you, darling? Thank you very much. All right, I'm going up. Hi, beautiful. I was curious on whether you saw my goodbye letter to my old self in the Facebook group. No, I didn't. Oh, go look for it. That's wonderful, Melissa. What a great idea. Melissa, your letter is amazing. Such a beautiful, well-written letter and touched my heart. You are lovely, amazing. Oh, sometimes I just approve things in the morning. I'm half asleep. It's like 5 a.m. and I don't actually get to read them. I just skim through them and go, that looks like a success post. Okay, approve. Oh, I'm going to go back and read it. How lovely. What a great idea. Love it. Dear old me. Thanks for protecting me and bloody blah, but we don't need you anymore. Wonderful. What a great idea. Hey, Loz, hope you're okay. I am great, darling. I was doing really well today. I didn't think about SP and was fully living in the moment, which hasn't happened in ages. I'm making progress, but then something just switched in me and I started feeling so low, which has resulted in me feeling suicidal. I've been trying to keep myself safe tonight, but it's really difficult because the thoughts are overwhelming. I'm not good at handling myself in a crisis, but I was going to reach out to a friend for help, but then I felt like a burden. Don't feel like a burden, darling, when you're feeling like that. Like I was going to annoy her. No, I've been trying to help myself as I don't want to bother anyone. Darling, that's the time when you do bother everyone, okay? Especially us over here, okay? But sometimes my emotions take over. I understand, and I feel awful. Do you have any advice, affirmations, pushing through these days? Thank you for everything you do. Look, darling, I was suicidal about 3 years ago. I remember that's the moment I just went, right, I need to ring my old therapist. I rang my old therapist. I was in floods of tears, and she said, I've had clients for 16 years, but I haven't had someone come back after 16 years. I said to her, Marcia, I'm still a mess. I need help. Right. And I just had this breakup and I just had this person just totally treat me like just dirt and gave me panic attack. It gave me a panic attack as well when they broke up with me. Darling, you've got to understand this too shall pass. I was a mess 3 years ago, a fucking mess. Do I look like I'm a mess now? I mean, I'm tearing up just saying it, but this too shall pass. It's what that means. It's a moment in time where you feel so low, you feel like you're in a hole and you can't get out. You feel like no one can understand. You feel like, what's the point of being here? I get it. I truly get it. I never felt like that in my life before, that low. I'd had clinical depression my whole life, but I'd never got that low before. I was that low. I'm not like that anymore. You can change this. Okay? There is no need to feel that way when you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. It might look like the smallest light at the moment, but you've got to me that this too shall pass. Because look at me now, 3 years later. And I'm not saying it takes 3 years because it didn't take me 3 years. But what I'm saying is your thinking is causing that. You're thinking that there's no point to anything. You're thinking that you're going to spiral forever. You're thinking that you're not going to get your person. You're thinking that there's no hope. It's your thinking that's causing it. And all you need to do, darling, right now is harness that thinking. I want you to go and do my anti-anxiety meditation. I want you to lie there in bed and really start doing it and start getting a handle on your thinking and using those affirmations at the end of that tape, about 7 minutes in, that say, I'm in control of my thoughts. I do not let my fears run me. I know it's just my imagination because, darling, trust me, it's just your mind thinking up a whole lot of scenarios as to why you shouldn't be here and why this is the end and why there's no hope and why you're in a hole and why this is never-ending struggle, etc. Trust me when I say it's going to be all right. You just need to get a handle on your thinking because it's your thinking that's causing you to think that way, feel that way, right? Stick with us on the live, darling. And when the live is over and you've heard all the success stories and you've realized you're not alone and you've realized there's people struggling here as well, it's not just success, it's people struggling too, then go and listen to that meditation and come to the lives every day. And I want you to check in with me, Alyssa, every day and tell me you're here and that you're feeling all right. Or I'm feeling like a 2 out of 10 today, or I'm feeling a 1 out of 10, or I'm feeling 10 out of 10 today. And I want you to check in with me every day on a live, on a TikTok live or a YouTube live or Facebook Friday. All right. And I'm going to hold you accountable, and you're going to get a handle on your thoughts. Go and write down all your thinking, darling, on a little spreadsheet, a little journal. Write down all your shitty thoughts at the moment, and then write the opposite. And just question yourself, is this true? Like, I have no hope. Well, Loz didn't have any hope, and look at her now. I can't change this. Well, I can, because other people have. Question every shitty thought you're having right now, darling, because that's what's causing you to feel the way you are. Go and write down all your thoughts. Question if they're true. They're not. They're just thoughts, and you can change them, okay? Check in with us every day, will you please? Jasmine. Hi, Loz. I feel like I've leveled up so much now that I'm thinking of things I've said, done in the past from a low self-concept, and I'm cringing. Should I revise or just accept I'm not that person anymore and move on? What the fuck is my cat doing? What's wrong with you? Wait, what are you meowing about? What's your problem? Oh, I'm meowing up a storm in there. Sorry, guys. Jasmine, Loz, I feel like I've leveled up so much now. I'm thinking of things I've said, done in the past from a low self-concept, and I'm cringing. Should I revise or just accept I'm not that person anymore and move on? Oh, guys, if I think of the things I've done in the past, the stupid shit I've done with guys, the stupid shit I've done with my career, I could be here all day. I could write a fucking novel. I probably will one day. This is all the shit I did. Now I'm like this. Don't worry about it, darling. Just accept and move on. No point beating yourself up. Hey, Loz, in my old story, SP cheated. I know I created it, but it's the thought of what our friends and family will say when we're back together. Don't worry, darling. How can I manifest sure no one bring it up? Really remember the situation, just support us being together and make his friends and family love and adore me, as well as us make our family forget what he did and love us being together. Look, guys, it's no one's business when you choose to be with someone who may have hurt you. Absolutely no one's fucking business. You've got to decide that they no longer care and they just want you to be happy. And they're going to trust him like you trust him. Just change them in your mind. Everyone in my reality wants me to be happy. Everyone loves him. Everyone loves us together. Everyone trusts us together. Say those things, darling, and change them in your mind and stop worrying about what other people think. Hey, Lord, so last night me and SP were texting and he apologized out of the blue saying he was sorry because he felt like he wasn't giving me enough attention. It was so random. I've never said anything. Oh, wonderful, Brianna, about him not giving me enough attention, but I accepted it and told him I understand because you know you don't want to react to the 3D. He texted me back and said, I know you understand, but show me some compassion, make me feel the love, and get mad at me sometimes. And this triggered me because it's my first real boyfriend said something like this to me before. But show me some compassion, it makes me feel the love, get mad at me sometimes. And said, that's why we didn't work out. I've known my SP for 2 years, and this is the first time saying that. Do you know why they would say this or believe what I would have about men? Show me some compassion, make me feel the love, get mad at me sometimes. Okay, so Brianna, do you have a problem expressing your feelings? So what they're really saying is you don't express yourself to me. You hold back from me. You hold back anger from me. You hold back feelings from me. You mute yourself. You don't express yourself. You aren't vulnerable with me. And so when you're not like that, they'll reflect that back to you because that's how you're being. Or you've got an assumption that you're like that, or that you don't give enough, or you aren't loving enough, or you can't reveal yourself, and then they'll reflect that back because that's your fear. Either way, it's a reflection of how you are. So how are you in relationships? Because that's what they're reflecting back. And you've got either an issue with the way you are in relationships, you think you're doing it wrong, or you truly can't be vulnerable, and that's what they're reflecting back. What's this, Paminda? Hi, Loz. I've been getting constant communication from SP for the past week, and SP watching and liking all my Instagram stories. Everything is perfect, but the only thing that sometimes my SP texts about past relationships and people. How can I respond to those conversations in 3D if I'm imagining us in marriage? I don't want to keep that in my reality, but SP keeps talking about it. You can just say, I don't really want to talk about this. Or go, okay. Okay is a great response. Okay. Anyway, and change the subject. Change the subject. And every time they start talking about it, go, huh, or or okay. Anyway, right? These things you don't want to talk about, guys. Honestly, just change the subject and they'll get the fucking message and just decide that they don't talk about it anymore. Manifest that they don't talk about it anymore. They no longer talk about other people with me anymore. It's just my fears manifest that other people had a hold on him in the past or other girls at competition. And that's why he keeps bringing it up because I've got a fear that that is true. That I'm not his only relationship, that I'm not the only one, that there's been others before me, whatever your fear is. Whatever you're insecure about, he'll reflect back in conversation. Samantha Rasta, please put a question, darling. Sarah, hi, Laws. SP2 has been so lovely still. Today he was telling me how to make him so happy. He said he wants to take me out, but he's so busy. I know it'll happen. Don't worry about the being busy, darling. Sometimes people are busy. Don't read into it. Oh, Samantha, you got a question. Hi, Laws. I've been manifesting for debt freedom without having to work extra. However, I haven't really been seeing any movement in this area. I've been affirming this for 6 months. Any suggestions? So, guys, when you put a super chat in, make sure you put the question in with your super chat so I know it's you that super chatted me, okay? So, Samantha, I've been manifesting for debt freedom without having to work extra. However, I haven't really seen any movement in this area. I've been affirming for this for 6 months. Okay, so are you focusing on the debt? Because sometimes, guys, when you say I'm debt free or debt freedom, the word debt is still in the affirmation. And if you're really concerned about the debt, you're kind of bringing it back into your reality by even saying the word debt, focusing on the word debt, repeating the word debt, thinking about the word debt. Then you think about the debt. So you're keeping the debt there. I'm financially free. I can buy anything I want. Money comes to me quickly and easily. I have no bills to worry about anymore. All my bills are always paid on time. I'm so financially free. Nothing holds me back anymore. I can get all the credit I want. Anything like that that would imply your debt is over, right? Go right to the end of having no debt, not talking about debt freedom. Because if you say the word debt, I'm debt free, I have no debt, my debt's all gone away, you're focusing on debt, 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 debt. It's like trying to manifest away a third party. And instead of just seeing you and your SP together, you're going, she's gone, she's left our reality, he doesn't love her anymore. You're focusing on the obstacle, and the obstacle is the debt. And until you stop focusing on it, it'll grow. Just like third parties stay in your reality, the debt will stay in your reality because you're focusing on the debt. So say, money comes to me quickly and easily. I can afford anything I want. All my bills are always paid. I always get the credit I need. I'm financially free. I love being financially free. I have nothing to worry about money-wise. I can afford everything. My money past is in the past. I'm in my money future. Something like that. Hi, Loz. Yeah, I saw that one. Sarah, Loz, I reacted to 3D. I saw the third party driving without thought. I flipped her the bird. I instantly kicked myself and affirmed she didn't see me multiple times. Confiding in scripted help this. Yes, Sarah, don't worry about it. Okay, you did it. Doesn't matter. So you reacted. You're obviously keeping her in your reality and thinking she exists by doing things like that. But okay, that's about you, not revising the incident's not going to make any difference. You've got to revise the fact that you actually even think about the bitch. I don't care if you saw her or not. Right? Don't like revising that incident's not going to change you constantly thinking about her and imagining she still exists. But go and revise it if you need to. But you need to focus on not thinking about her and seeing you and your SP together. Hi guys, hi. Hi Loz, I'm in a really weird place, so I may have a few questions. Help me identify what's bothering me. It might be long, don't worry, darling. Hi Marie, hi Dylan. Drum roll, please, with a great Loz. Oh, darling. Hi Snowy. I'm also wanting to understand something more clearly. I'm married and my husband still follows and likes a lot of single women on social media. He was doing this when we met, but I had an assumption he would stop naturally after we getting married. He hasn't, and I got triggered by this. I'm affirming self-concept 90%, money 10%, but haven't seen a change. I know I need to change myself to see change, but what will that look like? Why are you bothered by it? Single women as in random women on the internet, like chicks with their tits out who he could never possibly meet? Or do you mean women in his area that are single that like he could talk to on Tinder? What are you talking about here? Are you talking about randoms? Because if they're just following randoms, guys, all guys follow randoms. They look at girls with their boobs out on Instagram. It happens. They're guys, right? So you just got to handle that. That's about you being threatened by those women or thinking they're a threat, okay? Comparing yourself to others. So there's a whole lot of I'm not good enough thinking going on here with both the money and with your husband, right? So I'm not good enough to just gain your whole attention. I'm not good enough for the whole of me to feel financially free. I'm not even good enough for money, right? If you can work on your I'm not good enough, I'm not chosen by him or money thinking, then it will change. Then you'll probably just start unfollowing them naturally. It's not focusing on him unfollowing them. It's figuring out why you're bothered by him following them. Oh, because I don't feel good enough, because I feel like people are a threat, because I feel like outside forces influence my life. Outside forces have an influence on me. Like the debt's having an influence on you. It's an outside force. No, it's you. You thinking you're not good enough for money. You thinking you're not good enough to get the full attention of your husband. You being threatened by others. You being threatened by the debt. Something outside of you is constantly threatening you, and you're seeing it as a threat. And until such time as you stop thinking it's a threat, it'll be a threat because you're focusing on it. So just manifesting away him looking at girls is not going to manifest away your insecurity about other women, is it? It's not going to make any difference. Then you might go searching, or maybe he's talking to other girls. Maybe he's texting girls. Maybe. It's about you. It's not about the other girls. Guys, if you're bothered about them following girls on Instagram, it's about you. It's always about you. It's nothing to do with you and them. Right? He could have a WhatsApp group, a private WhatsApp group with his friends where they all send each other porn. What are you going to do about that? What if you find out that one day you're going to get upset about him because he's a guy and he looks at porn? It's about you being upset by that. It's not about him. What are you going to do? Stop him going out with his friends and looking at dirty pictures when they look on their phone? What are you going to ban him from ever going out? It's about you. Understand, guys? It's always about you. No one is competition to me. I'm not bothered by other women anymore. I know he only has eyes for me. I don't care how many girls' pictures he looks at, how many people he follows. He only wants me. Is that all your questions, Samantha? Mini success story. I posted a public snap story yesterday, and guess who viewed it, even though I removed him? My SP. Oh, Lana, love it. Oh, babe. Wonderful, darling. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, you haven't sent me a question either. You just sent me $1.99. I don't love heart. Oh, thank you, darling. Hi, Star Moonspace. Hang on, where am I? Oh, God damn it. What do you want, Seth? You're meowing your head off. Where am I? God, this has really jumped. Hello, hello, hello. I'm seeing everyone saying hello. There was a filming of a TV show right outside my apartment. Went down and pretended they forgot to call me. Ah, wonderful, Dylan. Laws, feeling the urge to affirm less and less these days, just enjoying life and still want SP. Wonderful, Simone. That's great. Hi, guys. I know the question may sound bad, but here goes. My SP married out of the blue this past weekend. I've made my peace with it. What I'm having a hard time with is him practically abandoning his kids. But I never thought he would do that. He was abandoned as a child, grew up in foster care, and I thought he would be the best father. Was this me? What the hell was I thinking? You're talking about you've got kids with him and he's not seeing the kids now because he's got a new marriage, or what are you talking about? So if you're bothered by you think he's abandoning his kids, that is about your foster care childhood and you being abandoned, darling, and you feeling like you've chosen a person who abandoned children. So if he's abandoned his own children, like gone and left his own children, never goes to see them, if you're bothered by that, that's about you, obviously, yes. Yes. If you thought he'd be the best father and then you've misjudged him and now you realised he isn't that kind of guy, well, you picked a guy who was going to abandon you from the very beginning and abandon his children because you pick people who abandon you because that's your MO in your mind. People abandon us. Let's pick someone who we feel familiar with. Oh, this guy will abandon me and his children. Tick. Right, Callum. Chinese Success Movement, Rosa. Yesterday, my SP came to visit and talk. We've been talking all day and tried to help him. At the same time, I showed how my self-concept already changed a bit, mostly after hearing you today. I had to talk about the third party, the one I manifested clearly. She is also insecure, but I know he will come back. He loves me, only me. I'm the prize. I'm the best. I got anxious. Well, don't worry about it, darling. But, guys, you don't need to discuss your self-concept. You don't need to discuss the third party. You don't need to discuss what you're doing. You don't need to discuss your manifestation. You don't need to discuss how you're changing. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't do any of those things when you're doing this. You do it in your mind, please. Is that what you're talking about? What limiting beliefs can people have around money? I find this to be the hardest thing for me to manifest. Well, sit down and write all your thoughts about money from childhood. What were your parents like with money? Were they bankrupt? Were they always broke? Were they saying, we can't afford this? Or did you never go on holidays? Did they pull you out of private school because they couldn't afford it? Did the debt collectors come to the door? Were they constantly scrimping and saving? That's where you get your money beliefs from, guys. Then you'll just be associated with that the rest of your life. Plus, you're feeling not good enough or abandoned or neglected, and then money will neglect you. Money will abandon you. You won't be good enough for money, etc. It's all tied to your self-concept. Hi, Sinead Brannon. In the Power of Awareness, Neville talks about falling asleep in the wish fulfilled. When I try to do that, I fall asleep before I can really visualize, is it as powerful to affirm during the day? Falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, he wants you to just concentrate on the wish before you fall asleep. But if you find it really hard, instead just do SATs awake, called the state akin to sleep, like when you're driving or doing a mundane task, darling. If you find actually lying down that you actually fall asleep, or getting into a too meditative state makes you fall asleep, do it in a more idle state, like vacuuming, driving, swimming, walking. Affirm then, because it's an idle movement where your brain's just mindless, and then affirm then or visualize then. You can visualize whilst, with your eyes open. Today I had a talk about the third party. I saw that one. Desiree. Hi, Loz. Moving with SP 2 weeks ago. Our third party finally moved out. However, I found out 2 days ago that she's still in the picture. Why would he let me move in if he's not finished with her? I'm so confused. Oh, no, Desiree. Okay. So what do you mean she's still in the picture? Are they still just friends, or she's still around? Or what's your dominant belief here about other girls being competition, or you not being enough for him, or him not actually loving you, or he's a fuck boy, or he's a cheat? Or what's your story about him that's bad that you're still holding? And what's your story about you that you don't get chosen? There's two stories going here. You obviously haven't dropped the story about him not choosing you completely, and you haven't dropped the story about you not being good enough to be completely the girlfriend and chosen by him. Or you don't trust him. You've got trust issues from childhood you haven't gotten rid of because you're abused or came from a very mistrustful household where people lied or betrayed each other or cheated. And so you assume he's going to cheat. So it doesn't matter what he does in the 3D. You're still going to have this dominant assumption in the back of your mind that you can't trust him, and you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and the other shoes just drop when you found that out. So assess that. What is it? Trust or not chosen? Or both? Been working on self-concept and feeling great. One of the things I now feel somehow is I should let my SP go. Is that because I'm afraid he won't come back, or do I genuinely feel detached? I can't tell. Guys, you can tell if you don't love them anymore. You either don't love them or you do. One of the two. You can love them still. Like I love my old SP, but I'm not in love with him. Right? There's a difference. You're either in love with them or you're not. If you're doing it from a place of I don't think I can manifest them back, well, that's giving up. Hi, Lois. I've been studying Law of Assumption, your teachings, Neville's books, and I've been so inspired. It truly changed my life. How would you go about becoming a coach so I can help others? Darling, just start a TikTok or start a blog or start a podcast. Start something and discuss it. There's the I Am Love podcast is really popular. I found it years ago, but I can't find it again. So there's definitely room for podcasts about Law of Assumption for sure. There's too many dickheads talking about it on TikTok at the moment, but I would go podcasting or blogging if I were you, or talk about it on Twitter. Talk about it anywhere you want. Put your brain out there, your mind out there, your thoughts out there. Hi, Lois. One of my core affirmations is I'm perfect just as I am. I'm also trying to, and just say I'm a coach. I'm perfect just as I am. I'm also trying to manifest weight loss. So sometimes I affirm I am XX weight. Is this contradictory? No, darling. Say I am such and such weight as if you already are that weight. But if you're saying I'm perfect just the way I am, why don't you say my body is perfect? I have the perfect body. Say I have as if it's happening. Like you're imagining you've got the perfect body. If you say I'm perfect just the way I am, then things may not change because you're saying as you are. Unless you're just trying to accept yourself. Thanks, KCNRSE1 for the super chat. How to get thoughts of third party out of your head. Affirming and working on self-concept, but keep getting unsolicited info from others. She is getting deeper. Okay, so stop talking to those friends about her. Say to those friends, I really don't want to hear about this. Whatever information you have about this, I don't want to know. And if they say, but don't you say, excuse me, are you trying to hurt my feelings? I just said I don't want to hear about it. I wouldn't bring up things in your reality that hurt your feelings. So please, I've asked you once. I'm going to ask you again. Please don't bring it up anymore. But I don't believe you. I think you actually secretly want to know, and that's why people are telling you. Right? So if you can't not know and you can't stop people from talking about it in your reality because deep down you secretly all want to know all the information, then you've got to just accept the bitch because you created her. Sometimes, guys, it's really hard to ignore her when she's permanently on your mind and you're obsessed with thoughts of her. You're just going to have to accept her and go, well, I created you. I'm getting rid of you. Well, I'm just going to watch this shit show burn down right in front of me that I created with my thinking of being not good enough and other girls' competition and he doesn't love me. Here you are. Accept the reality of creating her. Accept that people keep talking about her and stop talking about her back. People ring her up, go, I don't really want to talk about it. And then cut the conversation off. Don't continue conversation. Don't go and investigate. Don't read into what they're saying. Don't go and look it up. Don't go and Google her. Don't go and search for her. Don't go and look at his socials. I don't believe you when you say other people are bringing them up and then you're not furthering the conversation, or you're not thinking about it more, or you're not ruminating about it more, or you're not going and searching more. I don't believe you. Because that's why they're bringing it up. Unfortunately, people in your reality will bring up third parties when you're actually obsessed about the third party, and then they'll bring it up because you actually secretly want to hear all the information. So you're going to have to, if you can't stop thinking about her, accept that you created her and then decide, okay, she's the catalyst for me to get my SP back. He's going to realize she's nothing like me. She's not me, and all he wants is me, and she's helping me. She's a bridge of incidents for us to get back together. And in the meantime, I'm going to work on my feeling like he doesn't love me, the other girl's competition, and I'm not good enough. Shit that I caused this with. And then say to people, if you've got the balls, please stop talking about this with me. Even though I secretly look like I want to chat about it, I don't. And it's not helping me. Guys, you've got to have enough balls to say to your friends, I don't want to talk about it. Okay? Building on self-concept, feeling great. Thing is, and I saw that one. Nick, hi Loz. I've been studying. I saw that one. Gillen, Tony Robbins says it didn't take you 3 years to change your thinking habits. It took a moment. Just took a while for that moment to come. Yeah. Guys, sometimes it doesn't take very long for you to have shitty thoughts. You can just have one shitty thought and it's stuck with you. Like when people get stuck on one thing a kid said to them at school. Oh, your nose is too big. And then you're just stuck with that one thing for the rest of your life. It could be just one comment. Just took a moment for that moment, yeah. I had a doing a day yesterday, thoughts besting me up. I can't see a future beyond a few days ahead, need to book a holiday. Guys, we can't see a future beyond a few days ahead. Go and strip the future a few days ahead. Go and strip the future years ahead. Basically feel wrong and guilty for wanting SP because we caused each other so much pain and it got physical at the end. My logical brain wants me to really justify logically why it's okay for me to love and be with him again, because otherwise I have a deep fear I might unconsciously manifest our relationship to get that bad again. I never thought I'd get myself into that situation, and neither did he. It really warped my sense of reality and messed with both of our heads. We both self-sabotaged. It honestly didn't feel real when it happened and still doesn't feel real. None of our fights did, honestly. I've been working on my self-concept, seeing myself in SP differently, trying to work on my trauma with my parents, which is the source, but I still feel not fully confident because of this idea. I feel like I should be put off by him. Like, why do I still love and want him? I have compassion for him and I know I made him that way, or is it my self-concept in the toilet? How do I figure out which it is? I want to feel confident in my choices and love for him and myself. Look, guys, when your self-concept's way better, you'll actually be put off by that person. If you're still wanting back a person who physically hurt you or you physically got in fights with them, I question, Angie, whether your self-concept really is that improved, because you will be put off by them. You really will. And you can feel compassion for them. I feel compassion for my ex, but I don't want him. I see him for who he really is. I see his real personality. I feel sorry for him. I see his issues, and I don't want him, regardless of how much compassion I feel. When you're really in a good self-concept position, you won't want any relationship back that was abusive in any way, emotionally, physically, any kind of way. And if you're still wanting that back because you feel sorry for the person or because you're beating yourself up and because you caused it, well, you still haven't got there yet with the not beating yourself up, not overgiving, not people pleasing, not putting people above you, not fixing everyone else and not fixing yourself problems that you have. Right? If you're still putting him on a pedestal and being like, oh, I feel compassion for him because he's a good guy deep down, he just X, Y, Z. No. I deserve this kind of wonderful relationship. That person's going to need to step up and be completely different to me to suit the new me. And if you haven't done that yet and all you're feeling is compassion and reliving it and feeling sorry for him and still putting him on a pedestal and thinking he's a good guy and beating yourself up for what you did and blaming yourself and thinking it's all about you and your self-concept issues and beating yourself up, then you still haven't fixed that I beat myself up a lot, I fuck things up, this is all my fault thinking that you have, which is I'm not chosen, I'm not good enough thinking. It's a whole lot of I'm not good enough thinking. And I know I say you've got to take responsibility, but guys, when you beat yourself up naturally, I don't want you to take responsibility so much that you're beating yourself up and then excusing other people's behavior that was piss poor and terrible and abusive because, oh, I caused it. No. That's a whole lot of when I was a child, I was blamed for things. When I was a child, I was made to feel guilty. When I was a child, I was made to feel good enough and that everything was my fault, like my parents made me feel that way. And so I actually blame myself for all my relationships now and beat myself up in relationships. Even when they're abusive, I blame myself. I don't want you to blame yourself, Angie. And if you still are, you haven't got there yet with your self-concept. I'm sorry. So go and investigate what in childhood made you feel not good enough, beat yourself up, make you feel guilty, make you people please, make you overgive, make you think you're the problem. Your parents really strict and always told you off? Did your parents make you feel not good enough or neglect you? Something happened there. It's not about your SP. It's totally about you, but I want you to question why you're still beating yourself up and excusing behavior. Got it? Oh, who's this? Who sent me a super chat? Oh, thanks, Bandy Lou. When is the scripting live with Sasha? No procrastination, please. Haha. Oh, look, you know what I might do, guys? When the website's out, I might actually do a workbook with it. And Sasha and I can do it because Sasha hasn't done a YouTube yet. And when she does a YouTube, I think it'd be a good opportunity for her to have a YouTube because if we try and do it on TikTok, it really won't work. So I think we'll do it when Sash starts a YouTube, if she ever does. And we'll do it then. And it can be the introduction to Sasha on YouTube. It will help people go and find her. I'd really like to do that for her. So I think it will take a while. And we can do a workbook at the same time. Or we could do it as an exercise in the paid Facebook group when I have a paid Facebook group. And we can do He has a Facebook live, because when we're in the silo of Facebook or YouTube, it's easier. But when we're on TikTok, it's like a free for all, and people just come in and ask questions. It'll be just a shit show. But I will do it, Badgie, I promise. But I might come up with an actual workbook where you can do the prompts with me and print it out and actually have a little journal, like it's a full thing. I think I'll make a bigger thing than just a random live. But please do go watch Sasha's lives, and she does script a lot on hers sometimes. It's really great. I am Sasha Official on TikTok. Hang on, where am I? But I promise I'll do it. Woke up so sick, manifesting, go away. Just manifest that you're so healthy, darling. Your cells renew themselves. We're all here with you. Yes, I love that, Marie. Hang on, Snowy. Yes, all true. Felt that way from age 14, 24. Take vitamin D because that's so important for low moods. Yes, guys, please do. Glad got to this live. Needed today. Good. Loz, you are so sweet and caring. Oh, thank you, guys. Hey, Loz, when are we going to do the scripting lives? Okay, everyone wants the scripting lives. How do I tune out everyone telling me to give up on my second SP and about his past? It's so annoying. Well, what business is it in anybody else's? Why do you care what anyone says? Darling, stop caring what anyone says. Just say, I don't listen to anyone anymore. I'm just in my own little reality, and who cares what anyone says? They're just reflecting back your fears that you should give up on him. And apparently you've got a whole story about his past. Why don't you just get rid of the story about his past? You've got a whole story about his past. For some reason, you've all been talking about his past. You've been talking about his past to people. What the fuck are you talking about him with anybody for, Amber? I don't believe you guys when you come in here and say, everyone's talking to me about blah. They're just bringing it up all by themselves, are they? Fuck, I don't fucking believe you. You secretly want to sit there and mull it over. You secretly want to talk about your SP. You want to sit there and talk about his issues. Oh, it's all his fault, and he's got these issues, and da-da-da-da-da, and he's got this issue from his past, and this issue from his past, because you secretly want to sit there and fucking talk about them all day. Stop talking about them. I don't buy it when you guys say that. I just think you're bullshitting me. Carla, my SP was an orphan, so I thought he would be a great father. The kids are ours. I've been trying get him back now. I'm confused, suddenly married. Because, Carla, you've got a dominant assumption that you're going to get abandoned. So what's the biggest abandonment he could possibly do to you? Leave your kids and you for some other bitch and marry her. The ultimate abandonment. Ultimate fucking abandonment. So you probably got a story that he loves love, or he clings on to love like you do because he was an orphan. And then you've got that story about him. So he clung on to the next person, or he's codependent, or whatever the fucking story is you got about him. But why can't he still be a great father to your kids and be with someone else? That's totally different than being with someone else. There's him being with someone else and being a dad. Just because he's married someone else doesn't mean he's not going to be a great dad. My parents are split up. My dad's a great dad. That's not any bearing on his dadness, him being with someone else. You've actually just got a problem with him leaving you and marrying someone else. It's not about your fucking kids. So don't guise this with it being about the kids. It's not about the kids at all. He can be a perfectly good father with you separate, and him being married and you being single. That's possible, but that's not the problem here. The problem is, Carla, you feel abandoned by him, and you assume because he's abandoned you, he's abandoned the entire family. No, he hasn't. That's your assumption. And that's coming from your childhood of feeling like you were abandoned and someone abandoned you. And so you've got no choice now in adulthood if you don't get rid of that thinking that you're going to get abandoned, for him to abandon you and possibly your children, because your whole guise in your mind is, I get abandoned and so will my kids. I was totally wrong about him. Just like I was totally wrong about my birth parents, or totally wrong about anyone in my life, like foster carers who I thought were nice and then turned out to be assholes, told me they wouldn't get rid of me, and the next minute I was in another foster family. Whatever your story is about childhood, where people constantly abandon you, constantly let you down, you're still playing that out in reality in adulthood, and now you're thinking it's going to happen to your kids as well. So you're basically cursing your children with your shit that you haven't got rid of, Carla, because you haven't put on, unfortunately. I was fostered, and therefore I feel abandoned, and I therefore feel not good enough as a second tier feeling after abandonment. Therefore I mustn't have been good enough to be kept, and so there's something wrong with me. And everyone will treat me like this. Then they'll treat your kids like that too, because that's your dominant assumption about your entire world. We get abandoned because we're not good enough. Doesn't matter who it is, they're going to abandon us. Carly, you've really got to get a handle on that, darling. I am more than good enough. People in my reality stay. They give me all the love I need because I'm special. No one would dare leave me. I'm too important to lose. That's the old me. I'm not that old Carla anymore. Everyone in my reality stays. They give me and my children all the love we need. They never leave us. They're always here for us. He is here for us. We are a beautiful family unit. Doesn't matter if we're separate. We are together. He is a wonderful father to his children. He is a great co-parent with me. But be honest, it's not about the children. It's actually about you being upset that he's left and married someone else. If you're really honest with yourself, it's about that. And then you're tarnishing that with he's going to fuck up our family unit or he's not going to be here for his kids. It's not that. That's your fear that that's going to happen. You've really got to get a handle on that, darling, okay? Rosa, what's the... Oh, £4.99 euros, but you haven't given me a question, Rosa. Rosa, what's your question, darling? Thank you. So, darling Carla, I understand. So, Carla, tell me if you understand that. Hi, Laws. Have such low self-esteem. Whenever I affirm for anything, I don't believe it's possible. Do I keep persisting? Thank you. Guys, we all do. Not believe it. Don't worry about it. It's what low self-esteem is, low self-concept. That's what we're trying to fix here. Don't beat yourself up for having low self-concept. What the fuck do you think we're all doing here? You know what I mean? Don't beat yourself up, Angela. So what? So did I. Okay. Next, that's what I'm trying to fix. You don't have to believe it. Don't even think about believing it. Just keep persisting. You won't believe it at first. Don't worry. If you ever need someone to talk to, please feel free to DM in the Facebook group, especially when you feel like this. Yes, that's lovely, Star Moon Space. That's to Alyssa. So, Alyssa, join the Facebook group, darling, if you haven't. Subconscious Laws. The link's in my bio here. Love you, okay. Laws, drop your workout routine because you look cute as fuck. Oh, thank you, darling. I don't work out, guys. I just walk the dog. But I do eat keto. I have a ketogenic diet. I'm struggling. My self-concept has improved, but seeing no movement. What am I doing that has me stuck? Well, you're saying you're stuck. You're saying there's no movement. You're saying you're doing something wrong. You're saying all those things. I'm doing it wrong. I'm stuck. There's no movement. How do you know there's no movement? Stop looking for movement. Looking forward to seeing you here for a long time. This group is a family. Yes, Alyssa, did you hear that? Yes. There's lots of lovely people here, Alyssa, okay? Hi, Loz. My SP is ignoring me, and I feel like he's not interested anymore. I got anxious and spent $500 on tarot and psychic. I feel not normal, and it feels like I'm obsessed. Well, yeah, if you're going and spending $500 on a tarot and psychic, yeah, you probably are obsessed, and you are thinking he's the whole key to your happiness, darling. I understand that feeling. Okay? I understand when I have meltdowns about certain guys, and now I can't remember their fucking names. I'm just like, who was that again? Oh, yeah, I was really cut up about him. I wonder what he's doing now. Who fucking cares? Okay? That's a moment in time, darling, where you're just obsessed on that person because you're seeing them as your whole happiness. Unfortunately, you're your whole happiness. No one can bring you the happiness if you haven't brought it to yourself. You need to work on your self-concept. You need to go and watch all my videos. You need to come and join the Facebook group. You need to get on all the lives and start working on your self-concept of feeling loved and adored. Go and do my I Am Loved and Adored sleep tape and start identifying what self-concept issues are causing you to feel like you need to get your happiness from elsewhere, darling. Tell me what your childhood was like and I'll be able to tell you and be able to help. Hi, Loz. Want Ray to take action a text? The fuck does that mean? You want someone to text you? Well, imagine they're texting you and imagine you and them together. But I don't know what you mean, Ray to take action and a text. I'm not a psychic, don't you think I'm a psychic? Go and work out your self-concept that caused Ray to leave you. Go and watch all my videos, darling. You're lost. Loz, I'm lost as to affirm for SP or just do self-concept. I've seen people get their SP back as soon as they stop affirming for them while they don't do while only doing self-concept. But here some people say they do both. So I'm honestly, why are you thinking you're fucking it up? Guys, either way, it's about changing you. You can focus on you 100%, still get them back. Or you can focus on you 90% or 80% or 50% and still get them back. It's just focusing on you that's the main thing you need to do. But you want to still live in the end with them and change the story about them. If you've got a dominant old story about them or you really want them back, think of you and them together. But you can still get them back just focusing on you, not them. But stop thinking you're doing it wrong. That's what you're going wrong here. You're questioning yourself the way you're doing it and looking at 3D. Are there lives every day? Yes, on TikTok, darling. I go live every day on TikTok, twice a day, so UK time and US time. So in the morning UK time and about this time US time, but also Facebook Fridays. I go live in the Facebook group and you can write big, long questions even longer than here, and every Tuesday here on YouTube. That's so cool, fact, yes. Liza, why do people say that you need to let go to manifest and emotions are vital? Because they're fucking idiots, darling. Because they're idiots and they've been listening to some law of attraction shit about feelings. They don't understand that a feeling can't be felt before you first think a thought. So all you need is the thinking, and letting go of it won't manifest anything back. What you need to let go of is the old story. They're idiots. Stop listening to them. I thought everyone just repeats what they hear, guys. You've got to understand most people have no critical thought of their own. They're on TikTok and are coaches. They're just rabbiting and regurgitating what they heard because they can't think of things themselves. Most people are regurgitators. Most people are copycats. And they're not actually thinking about what they're saying, and they haven't experienced it themselves or experimented themselves. They're just repeating what they've heard. I fully believe my SP is coming hot and heavy, but sometimes I can't help but remember that he goes to me and I feel like yelling at him and telling him he acted like a child. Any advice? Well, I wouldn't advise doing that, darling. If you do that, you'll look like a fucking triggered bitch, and you'll be thinking, bitch, I was only reflecting your feeling of not good enough and that you get left because you got left as a child. And so I was just reflecting that back to you because you don't feel lovable enough. So I didn't have a choice but to ghost you because you don't feel lovable enough and you feel like people will leave. So what the fuck's it got to do with me? But he won't say that. He'll just go, you're a crazy bitch, bye. Because he won't know why he ghosted you, but he can only reflect you, darling. So go and work on you and stop yelling at people or thinking you need to yell at them. That's you not getting rid of the resentment, not understanding it was all you, okay? Rosa, I didn't tell him about manifesting, but I showed my better self-concept. He ended up speaking about the third party and it's going well. I got anxious. What do I do? Oh, he was saying things are going well with the third party and you got anxious. Don't worry, guys. Look, they can have third parties and leave them tomorrow. Doesn't matter what the story is about third party. If you've still got a dominant assumption that he doesn't want you, or a dominant assumption that third party is a problem, or the dominant assumption that third party won't go away, or she's the problem here, he'll keep bringing her up and he'll say things like, oh, it's all going well, or I've moved on, or some fucking bullshit. And you'll think, but it's because you're still thinking he doesn't love you, still thinking he doesn't want you, and you might have improved your self-concept, but you're holding a really old story about him and the third party. Get rid of that third party thinking. Get rid of that old story about him, darling Rosa. Write it all down. What are your thoughts about him still? You might have fixed you, but what are your thoughts about him? There's some old story there about him that you haven't got rid of. Write it down and start writing a new story. That third party went away. She was the bridge of instance to get him to know that he loves me and only me. She wasn't me. He just compared me to her the whole time and realized it was me he wanted. And now we're together, and now we're this, and now we're that. New story, new story, new story, new story, Rosa, okay? Thank you for the super chat, darling. I'm sorry for making you tear up, Loz. It's all right, darling, but thank you for understanding, being so kind. Hearing this just made my heart warm. I'll say through this live and then do what you said. Alyssa, honestly, darling, I can't tell you. When I went to therapy with her, I was a mess. Then I did about 10 sessions or 6 sessions or something with my therapist, and she got me into schema therapy and got me into this scheme where I could do group coaching, and I was really against it because I didn't want to do group coaching because I didn't want to talk about my problems in front of people because it was like all my stuff was secretive and hidden, and I certainly didn't want to sit with 8 other people every day and talk about my shit. And she made me go to this scheme. It wouldn't make me, but encouraged me to go to this group therapy. It's the best thing I ever did in my whole life, and it was really arduous and hard, but I got through the other side. But when I got there, I was like, I remember I went to the chemist one day and there was a scale in the chemist and I weighed myself and I said to the lady, is this correct? And she said, yes, it's the scale in the chemist. Of course it's correct. And I was 46 kilos. I'm like 60 kilos now. I got that thin. I was that depressed. And I remember going to the doctor to get the note to have to be able to go to this therapy for the government to pay the thing about therapy sessions. And she said, you are very slight. Very slight, she said. And I thought, what does she mean very slight? And I couldn't see how much weight I'd lost because I just wasn't eating. I was so depressed I wasn't eating properly. So I know how that feels, darling, okay? And now I'm fucking 60 kilos and my ass is enormous, okay? Okay? It gets better, right? I affirm my SP trusts me with his heart. He had a convo with someone who told me he kept saying, I trust Alison completely. Oh, that's lovely, darling. That reflected right back to you. I had crippling anxiety before finding laws/manifesting. I started in August and I bounce back so fast from any triggers now. Sometimes I get stuck with spiraling thoughts, but I get control of it. It will pass. Oh, that's wonderful, darling. See, it will pass. This too shall pass. That's what it means. My parents still treat me like they did when I was a kid, even though I'm an adult now with my own children. If I didn't cause it when I was a child, am I causing it now as an adult? Because you've got a dominant assumption. They still do that, darling. Can you hear your dominant assumption? They still treat me like a child. So if you don't get rid of that story about your parents, they'll still treat you that way. I've got my own grown children. They still treat me like a child. Okay, so they still will until you stop saying that. My parents love me completely. They think I'm so responsible. They used to treat me like a child. They know I'm a full-grown adult now, and they treat me as such. They treat me like an adult. They think I'm so responsible. They never tell me what to do. They never talk down to me. They're so sweet to me. They only treat me the way I want to be treated now. They trust me. Things like that. Say that. Maybe both, mostly being vulnerable. I usually don't get mad or let myself get that way. I will say things like, it's cool, I understand, etc. And sometimes it's not cool, but I didn't like arguing. No. Okay. So when you're saying it's cool, I understand, and you don't understand, and it's not cool, stop saying that. That's you masking yourself, feeling like, I'm not really cool with this and I understand, but I don't want to rock the boat and I don't want to start arguments. I don't want to start a conflict, so I'm going to act like I'm okay when I'm not okay. That's not expressing your feelings, darling. That's not being vulnerable. Please don't, guys, in these situations with your person, stifle your feelings out of the need to not have an argument or a conflict. I'm not saying don't express your feelings. You can say, I feel a bit shaky. I feel a bit nervous. I feel yuck. This doesn't feel right. I don't like the way this conversation is going. I'm just going to go because I don't want to get in a fight. You can say things like that, right? That's being vulnerable. That's expressing a feeling, not drama, a feeling. That's what you're not doing, darling. That's why he's reflecting that. He told me he's holding on to what his parents said about me. They never ever met me, so I'm not allowed his house or life. They have a huge influence on him. Well, you've got a story that they have a huge influence on him, so they will. And decided our relationship's ending. He had to defend every partner in his life and heated arguments as his mum sees every woman as competition other than thinking opposite. What can I do? Well, stop thinking his mum's like that. Stop thinking his parents have a hold over him. Stop thinking all those stories. You've got to think you're good enough for him to choose you, and he'll choose you above everything that's going on in his life, above what his parents want, etc. But you don't feel essentially chosen, so he won't choose you because you don't feel chosen. It's actually nothing to do with the parents. It's your subconscious mind finding a reason why it's not going to work out, and this is just the parents' fault, apparently. It's got nothing to do with the fucking parents. Your subconscious mind will find any reason to not get the love you need, because when you're a child, you didn't get loved, or when you're a child, you're made to feel not good enough, one of the two, and so you're just made to feel that way now as an adult with whatever situation's going on. It's about you, darling. Are you working on your self-concept? You're blaming everyone else for your problems. It's got nothing to do with his parents. And get rid of that story, please. Lois, what pattern do you notice in other SP success stories and personal SP success stories right before the SP comes in? What happens right before they come in with all these success stories? There's no cake lover. You're really looking for the answer. Where's the golden ticket? Okay, what exactly do I need to do? SP affirmations 20%, 10%. None at all? Not at all. And what am I doing wrong? What happens with these people? There must be one single thing that happens with everyone. There's not one thing, cake lover. Stop thinking you've got to find the one answer. Do you not believe you can do this? You don't believe in yourself at all, darling, and you need all the answers. I need to research this before I get this right. I do everything wrong. I've got to make sure I get this right. You've got a whole lot of I do everything wrong. I fuck things up thinking. You've got to fucking fix that. There is no one thing that happens before they come in, darling. It's called I think I fuck things up. I don't believe in myself thinking. You don't need the fucking success stories. You need to fix I think I fuck things up in your mind. Doesn't matter what I do. I can't fuck this up. I don't need to know success stories. I'm the fucking success. That's what you need to be saying, darling. I can give you all the success stories and all the 80% of people that happen this way, but that's not fixing your shit about feeling not good enough, is it? Fuck me. What self-concepts can I work on when I've been seeing movement in my 3D when I'm affirming for my self-concept? When I have been seeing movement. When you have been seeing movement, keep working on the self-concept because it's working. Is that what you're saying? I appreciate it so much. Do my best. Carry on. Yes, please, Lisa. Come and check in with us, please. Come and join the Facebook group if you haven't. I finally made you a live stream, Zara. Yay! What do you think about Napoleon Hill? I love him. You make self-concept make sense. Thank you. I found Napoleon Hill before I found Neville. I remember I read Think and Grow Rich on my dad's boat in Greece, because as you sail from island to island, all you've got is, like recording CDs and a book. You can't pick up the radio. You got no Wi-Fi. You got nothing. You just read the whole time, and you might be sailing for like 6 hours straight, and you just lay on the deck and read. And I remember I read Think and Grow Rich on the boat, and it really influenced me. It's a wonderful book. I love Napoleon Hill. And also another book he wrote called Outwitting the Devil is also excellent. Ashley is in your area and hot and ready. What's this? So I guess I avoid it. What could I say? How do you express yourself and not point fingers at them? You express yourself by just expressing feeling. Start every sentence with I feel, Brianna. I feel shaky. I feel nervous. I feel upset. I feel sad. I feel lonely. I feel rejected. I feel. Then you're not pointing any fingers and you're not saying the word you. When you do this, I feel. No, I feel. I heard a lot from my guy friends. They follow, what's this? I just jumped. Hang on. God damn it. Oh, wow, this really jumped. How do you remove resistance if you're not sure what your block is? You're your block. Write down every thought you have for the next 20 minutes. Sit in silence. Write it all down. You'll see your fucking blocks, darling. They're your thoughts. You're your block. Then write the opposite. Hang on. I saw this one. Where am I? Lois, how do you stop thinking about the third party? Well, sometimes you can't, darling, so just accept her and understand that you caused her. Accept her. I love scripting. It's so much fun. Yes. I get so annoyed at my sister-in-law. It's like she's in competition. She's in competition that my husband and brother loves her more. What does this reflect in me, and what can I affirm, please? Do you feel like other people are competition? You feel like people compete with you? Where are you getting that from? Do you have a sister like that, or you weren't made to feel good enough as a child, or your parents put you in competition with other people, or you just made to feel not good enough in general, darling? It's nothing to do with her. Hang on, where am I? I've really jumped here. Thank you, answers. You're welcome. Tell your friends their opinions can start mattering when their opinions are valuable enough to pay your bills. Yes. Hard to ignore the third party when you feel like I need to be as successful as them for my SP to see a life with me. No, that's your insecurity, feeling like you're not good enough as you are, darling. It's got nothing to do with them. They could pick the biggest bum in the world, but you've got an assumption that because they're like that, they're going to pick them. My SP used to think that about the guy his person chose had more money than him. It wasn't about having more money than him. It was about him feeling not good enough about himself. That's you, darling, thinking that. Doesn't matter how much money someone's got. You think it's important. Where are you getting that from? Where am I? Fuck me. Where is it? It's really jumped. Okay, here we go. I heard from a lot of guy friends that follow chicks, but they don't want them as a girlfriend. Exactly, guys. Hi, Lois. Have you seen or heard of people manifesting large sums of money from thin air? I stopped caring so much about his peaks. I know he's mine. Want to get my financial situation sorted. Yes, darling. Absolutely. There's people in the group who've made money out of thin air all the time. The one day I affirm for money, I never affirm for money, but the one day I affirm really hard for money, I found $50 and got 2 vouchers, one for free movie tickets and one for a $50 voucher. I drove past a competition and won the competition, and I also found $50 at the bottom of a bag. Just the one day that I was saying money comes to me out of the blue. Never did it again, but it worked that day. Loz, I manifested a new job. No more Starbucks. I'm a big shot in the magazine now. Oh, wonderful, darling. Congratulations. Hooray. How do I manifest my dream man? I have my dream man. He's everything I wanted. Write a perfect man checklist, all your dream man qualities in a journal, and imagine he's lying in bed with you every night, darling. Imagine he's with you now. I left 2 years ago. Best thing, bring better opportunities. Wonderful, Dylan. Lois, a lot of men don't follow other women out of respect for their partner. You can be secure and not feel threatened, but still want your boundaries to be respected. I couldn't give a shit if guys are looking at other girls. That's still about you. If you need them to unfollow girls, are you going to make them walk with a blindfold down the street? Don't look at that girl. That girl's got a nice ass. Don't look at her. They're going to look anyway, Snoop. That's about you. Yes, they can do that if they really, really want to, but you've got to understand there are women everywhere. Are you going to stop them from ever looking at any other women anytime? That's ridiculous. But if you really want that out of respect, because you don't feel respected, that's about you feeling unrespected, disrespected. Sorry, unrespected, disrespected, because you've got a core assumption that other people are competition to you, that people are a threat. That's about you. I'm sorry. They've still got eyeballs when they're walking down the street with you and a nice chick with a great ass walks by. They still see them. Sorry to tell you. They're men. Right? If you can feel secure enough in yourself, darling, you can do what I do and say, fuck, look at that chick. Have you seen her? Look at her. I do that all the time with my partners, and they go, what girl? Try and act like they didn't see her. And I go, you saw her. Right? Mm. Hang on. I recorded a night meditation. My affirmations are 75% about me and getting better financially stable and 25% for SP. Is this okay to manifest multiple things? I let my body and health and job go. Wonderful, darling. That's fine. It's 70% about you, but I focus on the you as in self-concept, not you as in money. You can put some money stuff in there, but it's your self-concept. Hi, Loz. I recorded self-concept affirmations, a new story of SP. I don't sleep well listening. I've been waking up a bit sad. Should I take out the SP part? Well, take it out, Whitney, if it's upsetting you. Could be the self-concept that's upsetting you, but keep it in there. Hey, Loz. I've been working on my self-concept, working on myself. I'm in no contact with SP. What causes people to be blocked on social media by SP? You feeling unchosen by them, you thinking they don't love you, you thinking you've upset them, you thinking they don't want you, a whole lot of thoughts. It's happened to me before, darling, and it was a real shock, and I had to assess and think, How does that happen? And I had an assumption I'd upset the person with what I said, and the next minute I got blocked because I had a dominant assumption I'd upset them, and it's become a real dominant assumption of mine. It's come to light in the last couple of weeks because it's something that happened to me, and I'm like, wow, I've got a dominant assumption that I trigger people and upset them. So I've really got to get rid of that. With you, it could be something else, like they don't want me, or they don't love me, or people ghost me, or people abandon me. Hi, I've been working on subconcept. Got SP2 who treats me nice. SP1 was also on good terms, but today out of nowhere he decided to end things. I'm confused and sad, not understanding what was going wrong. Valeria, sometimes it can be an old story you're holding about him that you don't realize is still playing in the back of your mind, or it's still playing out in your 3D. So he was getting better, but the old story was still playing, and now it's playing out. If it's him that you want, imagine you and him together and work out your shitty thoughts that you still got about him, or the old story you're still holding about him that might be playing out, and change that. I can see how she probably has the assumption that her husband doesn't respect her boundaries, rather than an assumption that all men follow naked women. By the way, it wasn't uncommon for Neville to start falling asleep during the state akin to sleep at times. Yes, he would have fallen asleep sometimes. It's hard not to fall asleep sometimes. I fall asleep in the wish fulfilled all the time and actually fall asleep. And then I forget to put my sleep tapes on because I've fallen asleep. Genius, what are we talking about? Still won't leave him alone and admitted he has seen her still. All right, Desiree, so you've got a dominant assumption that he still wants the other person, that you're not chosen by him. It's not about her, Desiree. It's about you. You've got to work on your self-concept, please. You're applying to each other. Part 1, I hate to post this because it's negative, but I need your help, Loz. I've been panic rampaging. I do at least 10 minutes of IAMs before sleep. Finally got my water turned back on. Yes. Where's part 2? Part 2 for about 6 months now. My electric and gas is off. It's been 2 months. Yesterday I received foreclosure papers. What the hell is going on with me? Okay, so what happened in childhood dealing with money? Were your parents really poor, or money was taken away all the time? They were bankrupt or something? You've got some dominant story that you've carried into adulthood that you can't handle money. Money disappears, or you have really bad luck, like your parents had bad luck, or is it just a whole lot of feeling of like everything leaves me, things don't work out for me, I'm not good enough even to hold on to money because I'm not good enough? What dominant story have you got about you and about money? You've got to fix that, darling. Money comes to me out of the blue. I'm always financially secure. I always have a roof over my head. All my bills are always paid. Money comes to me out of the blue because I'm good enough for it, because I can keep it, because it always stays. Everything good in my reality stays. Start saying those things, darling, okay? Oh, who sent me a super chat? Hi, Bibi. Loz, I just wanted to say you are the most real and purest person ever. You are life-changing. As I said before, I'll be the first row of your sold-out talk at Sydney Opera House. Oh, Bibi, darling. Thank you. Sydney Opera House, that would be great. Sold-out talk at Sydney Opera House. Yes, let's manifest that. I did do something once at Sydney Opera House, and we did a show there on my last year of drama school. It was so much fun. I'd love to go back there, but in the actual auditorium this time, and like and be all about me. That'd be great. Let's manifest that. I'm imagining what it looks like. The red seats, me on the stage. Yes, love it. Thanks, darling. You're very sweet. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're so sweet to me. Thank you, darling. Do you have a question? Hang on, guys. Where was I? Oh, God damn it. Who's this? FM Marge. Oh, thank you for the super chat. I've won 3 out of 5 raffles I've entered in my life. I've been told to try the lotto, but I never did. But now all of a sudden I want to try. Can I manifest SP and money? Will the subconscious approve? Absolutely, darling. Go and listen to Contest Queen. She's got a YouTube on here, but also she's on TikTok. And she's the woman who rehashed the book or republished the book called Name It and Claim It by Helene Hadsel. I thought her name was Helena, but it's Helene. And that woman won every competition she ever entered by stepping into the state of winner every time she won. She always assumed she'd win. So go and find that book, or go and just listen to that woman's videos called Contest Queen, okay, or Helene Hadsel. And you can step into the state every time you enter anything that you're going to win, that you're the winner. You are a winner. Of course you're good enough to win. You win every time. You are a winner. And decide your subconscious, because subconscious has fully accepted that, darling. And every time you buy a lotto ticket, you buy it in the state of winner, assuming you're winning. Go and listen to Helene Hadsel on YouTube. Look up Helene Hadsel, Hadsell, or The Contest Queen, and listen to their stories about winning competitions, darling. Okay? And you will. And step into that state and work on your self-concept, feeling good enough and feeling like a winner. and feeling like everything stays in your reality, because it could be a thing of things leave, or I fuck things up, or things aren't good enough. And that's where the money situation comes in, because it's your self-concept about you, and that relates to money. I recorded my night meditation. My affirmation is 70% about me. I saw that one. Keisha, hey Loz, been working on my self-concept, working on myself, no contact with SP. What causes people to be blocked? I saw that one. Hello, people lover. I've been working on self-concept. Okay, I saw that one. I always whisper good night and love you to my SP as if we're in bed together. Then I repeat it as if he says to me the night before I went to bed. He texts me saying the exact affirmation. Oh, Kimberly, love it. So you say good night, you repeat that he says it to you, and then you did that. Oh, I love it. I have a tendency to manifest the same cycle in relationships. They are literally perfect to me at the beginning, but then everything seems to fall apart. How can I fix this once and for all? So start thinking, what do I start thinking at the 3-month mark, at the 2-month mark, whatever mark, that I start getting insecure and I start really liking them? Do I feel like this? When they get to know me, they'll pull away. When they really get to know me, they'll leave, because I'll get rejected, because I always do, thinking like that. Or is it I'm not good enough? When they discover I'm not good enough, they'll leave. Or everyone leaves me because my parents left, or everyone neglects me because my parents neglected me, or I never get the love I need, so this guy won't, or other girls' competition, he's going to get bored of me. What thinking do you have? Change that thinking. It's some core thinking that you have, and now the pattern started. Then you start fearing it when it gets to that mark. You start fearing they're going to leave, and your fears kick in based on the old relationships, but also based on you and your self-concept. So assess what that self-concept is. Hi, Loz. Trying to understand why I feel so emotional today, crying out of the blue, missing SP, almost spiraling down. I know I'm a powerful manifestor. I have movement in 3D and some success. Don't worry, darling. Sometimes you feel sad. Sometimes you have a day. Okay, something in 3D threw you, or you had a memory that threw you. Don't worry about it. It's just a day. Tomorrow is another day. Don't worry about it. I have days like that. Don't worry. Good news. Been manifesting new job opportunities. Now I'm being flooded with new work. Oh, good. It's Queen. Wonderful. I had to tell people to stop telling me things. I've listened and it makes a world of difference. Please stop letting people in your reality talk about your SP. Hard to ignore third party when they feel like, I saw that one, Bobbert. Stop thinking that. Tell your friends their opinions, yes. I've been manifesting more money, and I was just offered a new position with pay double what I'm making now. Oh, it's been wonderful. Congratulations. That's what my mentor friend always says. Do you pay my rent? No, then stuff you and don't give me your opinion. I love that. Because if everyone's you pushed out, why would people in my reality, like a friend just found out her husband is cheating and they are divorcing? Is it me or separate? No, you might have attracted a whole lot of people who have similar issues to you, darling, and all feel like people are going to abandon them, or men cheat, or I can't trust men. You just attracted a whole lot of women like that in your life. Like I used to attract a whole lot of victims in my life, and whingers and moaners and complainers, and now I can't fucking stand half of my friends because I'm like, if you whinge and complain to me about your circumstances once again like I used to, I can't stand being around you. So you just attracted a whole lot of distrustful friends. You can't trust others like you. Or feel they're not good enough. What's this like? Doing sats during the day. Neville mentioned sitting in a comfortable chair, set a timer for like 8 to 10 minutes. He speaks of this 4-second breathing to relax. It works. Mean yes. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Like a crescendo. Get yourself in the state. He talks about that. Yes, I keep forgetting to talk about that. My comments show up really funny, silly on YouTube. What's this? Oh, who's just sent me a little thing? Oh, thanks, Bobbert. You sent me a thank you. I need to make the little Starmoon was saying to me, I've got to make the little emojis. It said, like, you run this shit and stuff to put on the YouTube, don't I? Thank you, darling, very much. You have a question? Ruby, hey, everyone. I'm thinking I'm going mad. I keep seeing my ex-boyfriend everywhere, in person, in my home. My family keeps bringing him up on social media, his name, his nickname, etc. Am I mad? No, it's just birds for land, darling. Don't worry about it. Just means you're thinking of them or you're fucking obsessed, one of the two. Hey, Loz, can you help me, please, or anyone? Does anyone have any time how to completely get rid of the old story? It keeps popping up. So you've got to think the new story thoughts. So you're just concentrating on the old story when the old story thoughts pop up. Are you thinking new story thoughts? Have you written down the new story? Are you rereading it every day? You're reading it every night before you go to sleep? Are you focusing on it? You're not. Can't just go away, darling. You've got to fill your brain with something else. Fill your brain with other thoughts. I'm confused. If my SP was verbally abusive towards me, I'm supposed to accept I made him that way, but then I'm not supposed to want him back and change him. I'm confused how the rules now. Rachel, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't tell people to attract back abusive people. Oh, you're really fucking lost. So you're annoyed at me for saying I'm supposed to accept him. I made him that way. Well, it's all my fault. Unfortunately, darling, unfortunately, yes. If you watch my videos in your whole life, because you're blaming me for your problems and saying, I'm saying to people, accept back abusive behavior and beat yourself up for the fact that you caused it. I don't say either of those things. Unfortunately, you're getting triggered by what I'm saying and you're not hearing me. I don't say blame yourself. I don't say you cause abuse. Okay. I'm saying you cause everything, including abuse, but not beat yourself up that the abuse happened or not beat yourself up that you cause things. I'm saying you've got to accept you cause things and you've got to accept an abuse cycle happened to you. Yes, but don't beat yourself up about it or accept it or stay in an abusive relationship with someone beating you up or verbally abusive and just accept it. God, you're one of those triggered people who comes in and goes, what? I've just got to accept that I've caused everything and I've got to accept bad behavior. I never said accept bad behavior. I never said accept bad abuse. Fuck me. Let me read your question again because you've really triggered me with that stupid comment. If your person was verbally abusive to you, you've got to accept that you made him that way. No, you've got to understand how you made him that way and how you ended up in that relationship. And yes, you can want him back and change him if you really want to, but you've got to understand you've got to change you first, Rachel. So this is what you need to do. Assess your childhood. Was your dad ever verbally abusive to your mum? Did anyone ever scream and yell in your reality in your childhood? Did you live in a volatile household? Did you live in a household that was physically, verbally, or mentally abusive in any kind of way? If it wasn't, it's because you were made to feel not good enough or not loved or neglected or abandoned as a child, and therefore you put up with any kind of anything from someone to keep them in your reality. So you put up with verbal abuse because you're so afraid to lose them. So either it was you were abandoned or neglected as a child, so you put up with abusive behavior like verbally abusive, or you actually lived in a volatile household where people were verbally abused and put down, or you were put down and made to feel not good enough in your reality as a child. And so you're used to that kind of talk from people and used to people treating you that way and used to people putting you down because you in your head put yourself down and you're used to that. So you as an adult will then manifest that kind of reality in adulthood because you're used to that, you're familiar with that. And instead of blaming yourself for it and beating yourself and accepting it, you've got to go, well, how did this happen? I've got to open my eyes to how I got in this situation. This is what this is about. It's not beating yourself up or accepting it or not blaming them or taking abuse. That's not what I'm talking about. It's investigating how you got yourself in that situation. But you sound hella triggered. You sound like I'm trying to say you can't change people. I'm trying to say accept abuse. I'm trying to say you manifest abuse. Well, unfortunately, you manifest everything. So unfortunately, you've got to go back and accept that, yeah, unfortunately, yes, abuse happens because of what happened in your childhood. Verbal abuse happens from what happened in your childhood. Sometimes you can get yourself in an abuse cycle. So if you're not in an abuse cycle and you didn't come from an abusive household, darling, then it's something about you feeling not good enough or feeling like people will leave. And so you put up with certain behavior because you feel like you're going to be neglected, left, or that you're not good enough. One of the four. Okay, Rachel? If you watch my content your whole life, or are you just coming in here and being triggered? You don't sound like you've actually watched the content in full. Have you gone and watched the Manifest Your Specific Person playlist? Because if you haven't done that, that's why you're getting triggered in my comments and saying, I'm confused with the rules. There aren't any rules. The rule is this. I cause everything. Yes. But you don't accept abuse in the meantime. You don't go, well, I caused this. I'm going to let this person verbally abuse me. Well, this person will never change because I caused it. I'm going to beat myself up the rest of my life because I caused it. Oh, it's all me. I'm just going to sit here and abuse myself with thinking I'm not good enough and I caused everything and I'm the cause and just everything's fucked. I can't change it. I didn't explain that very well, but you've just triggered me with this comment because you're not listening. Listen, please. A lot of you are headline readers. You hear what I say. Oh, I've got to accept abuse. Oh, I can't change someone. Did you listen? Or did you headline read because you got triggered by what I just said? You didn't hear what I actually said. You haven't actually watched the content. You've gone on 3 minutes or a comment here or a live you've just joined. Are you a headline reader? Are you getting triggered or are you listening? Mm-hmm. How do I change how I've SP? Did self-concept hardcore and now I feel like a king and a badass. She's off the pedestal. We have 7 kids together and I need to make it work for them. Need a nice version. Okay, so Craig, see you and her together. If you really feel like she's off the pedestal, you feel like a badass, you've really worked on your self-concept, Stop saying you need to make it work for them. You're going to make it work for them. Take the word need out of that, darling. If you can't see the nice version of her, you're saying, I need the nice version. You're using the word need twice. So there's a real need going on here because of your 7 kids. Jump right to the end that you are together and you didn't need to make that happen. It just naturally happened, okay? Really see the new version of her. But clearly you haven't yet because you're saying, I need it. So you're not seeing it as turning up in your reality yet. You're not accepting the 3Ds delayed. You're not seeing the new version in your mind. And you're in a state of need, which is in a state of it's not here yet. You understand? Sorry, guys, I've been really thrown by that comment because it's like people have misread what I've said. I don't tell anyone to accept abuse. I don't know where that question came from. Lois, how do you stop thinking about third party? You just stop or you accept them, one of the two, guys. So I realized that I was toxic with my SP and that's why I left, and I've been working on my self-concept since then. I'm feeling guilty. Is it wrong of me to manifest him back? No, darling. It's never wrong of you to manifest them back, guys. When you accept full responsibility for your cause and everything, and you can understand you can change them, so of course you can get them back. I get so annoyed at my sister-in-law. I saw that one. Also, did I say something to him because I got in defense mode? He didn't talk to me all day. I'm not really worried because he's going to text me, but should I apologize when he does? Brianna, why are you getting yourself so defensive? That's what you got to ask yourself. You don't need to apologize. Just ask yourself why you get so defensive. Well, I absolutely love your new video on recreating your SP. No matter how many times I hear these, love your gentle and not so gentle reminders of good, darling. I've got a question about your recent TikTok about fixing your self-concept won't help your ex come back because I thought having good self-concept will help him come back. When did I ever say fixing your self-concept won't help your ex come back? You've misunderstood the video. I said you have to change your self-concept for them to come back. Someone said to me, oh, so I don't need to change my self-concept for them to come back, and I was correct in saying, no, you do. You're a headline reader as well, Danielle. Some of you need to get your fucking ears cleaned out. Were you really bad at comprehension in school? Like when the teacher was marking, you said, Danielle's comprehension is poor. Don't watch the video again. You didn't understand it either. Look at me. Okay, I'm working on self-concept. I've been affirming for my SP to change for the better and commit to me. He never committed to me. He was verbally abusive, acted kind of bipolar. Am I even supposed to affirm for him back, or I just figured that my self-concept is in the toilet, forget him. I'm confused what to do. Oh, this is you again, Rachel. Okay. You've got to figure out how you ended up with a person who never committed to you and was verbally abusive and acted bipolar in your reality. Yes, maybe accept that your self-concept was in the toilet when you met him and manifest a new guy that's going to treat you better, or manifest that guy to change because you've changed. Either way, Rachel, it's all about you. You're confused what to affirm for. You affirm for your fucking shitty self-concept, Rachel, that got you in an abusive relationship. How are you not getting this? It's all you. Fuck me. Oh, I can't change them? I'm confused. I'm really confused because I'm headline reading and not understanding what the fuck I'm meant to do. I'm not meant to attract back an abusive person. You're meant to understand how you fucking attracted an abusive person in the first place, Rachel. That's about you. That's about your self-concept. What aren't you getting about this? It's you. It's all you. That's my answer. Stop headline reading. Stop getting triggered by the comments. Stop thinking that you can't get them back. Stop thinking you can't change them. You have to change you to change them. Have you changed you, Rachel? Clearly not, because you're a triggered bitch in the comments. You're getting all triggered in the comments, guys, and accusing me of saying, I thought you said this, but you're saying, no. I say the same thing all the time. You are the only cause. Doesn't mean beat yourself up because you got an abusive relationship or expect abuse or handle abuse or accept abuse. I'm saying you can change the abuse, but you've got to change you. You've got to figure out how you got in the abusive relationship and change you. You've got to accept you are the cause. Yes, but not beat yourself up. No. Go and watch more of my videos, guys, if you're headline reading and not understanding what I say. I'm not saying to accept bad behavior. I'm not saying you can't change people, but I'm saying if you've chosen a complete fucking asshole from the beginning who verbally abused you, treated you like shit from the beginning, was bipolar, verbally abusive, and didn't commit to you, I ask you, what the fuck do you want that guy back for? Are you feeling all right? Don't you deserve a little bit better than that, darling? Don't you deserve it just a smidge better than that, like maybe commitment? Just like the bare minimum of shit. Just above the level of complete and utter shit. Don't you deserve just above the shit level? I'm not trying to get back, guys, for you, people who treated you like crap from the beginning. That is representative of your crap self-concept that you had at the beginning. Yes, you can change them, but why do you want a person back you have to completely transform who reflected your shitty self-concept from the beginning? Yes, you can get them back, but you have to completely change you to change that person. And then when you've completely changed you, what happens is sometimes you look down on that person and realize they're not that great for you and you deserve better. Or they completely come up to your level and change and treat you beautifully. Either way, it's all about changing you. It's not about them. You chose that person and you fucking stayed there. That's about you, Rachel. Got it? Assess your childhood, Rachel, because you clearly haven't. Because when they show up, no idea in 3D and it hurts your feelings, how do you handle it? Try not to react, but damn, it hurts my feelings. Or not ideal. When they turn up not ideal, you've got to realize that the 3D is delayed and sometimes they're not ideal yet. Okay, next. Or you haven't changed the old story about them enough yet. Okay, be patient. This group is making good. I love my Loz family. What's this Angie cause? A whole lot of Angie questions again. Hang on. Get someone I haven't answered. Marcella. Loz, SP was texting me back and forth all day today after a few weeks and suddenly started being a jerk towards me in the same day. Why is this? Or did you read into what he said or read it wrong or think he was being a jerk but he really wasn't, or read into it, or he's reflecting old story thoughts you still hold about him or something? What old story are you still holding about him? Investigate that. I've changed all my affirmations. They focus on me 100%. I'm not doing ESP. I need to change this. I don't want to be irresponsible for my kids, responsible for my kids' happiness. Their priority, good color, good. Do that. And imagine he's going to be a great dad and co-parent with you. Hi, Loz. My business is going well. I get sales, but my personal bills costs eat any profit. I'm getting more stressed. I affirm I make so much profit. Business is booming. I'm successful. Yes, say that. So stop saying your business, your personal bills and costs eat into the profit. Stop saying that. I live a lavish lifestyle now. I never live beyond my means. Money at the end of each month. So those things done. I keep getting deals at work, but they end up not closing at the end of the process. I'm so frustrated. I've been affirming I'm a money magnet, the richest bitch in town. That won't do anything, Rachel. You've got to improve your self-concept, darling. Your core self-concept of feeling not good enough will stop you getting money as well, Rachel. You've got to fix that. Saying I'm the richest bitch in town won't do shit for you right now. Thank you so much, Loz. My anxiety got so much better after starting to view your videos. I even bought the Neville Goddard books. Oh, wonderful, Rosa! Do you do one-on-one and group coaching? Or I need to talk to you about my childhood. Darling, look, I will do group coaching soon. And when I do the group coaching, Rachel, it will be one-on-one, each person one-on-one, but you have to have done the self-concept course first and assessed your childhood problems first so that then we can discuss them on the call. Otherwise, I'll just be asking questions. So it will come by the end of this month, probably, guys, beginning of next month, okay? Then we can chat about it. Go and write your questions, Rachel, in the Facebook group, in the forum, and get into it in the forum. People can help you, okay? Sorry to go off at you, but you need to really work on it. Lily, I spent all day yesterday with SP, saw the person that was third party with another guy after SP went home, and I smiled and just knew that SP's mine. Oh, woohoo! Great. Angie, I've already answered you, darling. Hang on. I can't keep answering 10,000 essay questions here. Guess what happened yesterday? Had a session with Arnie, Create Your Future, and as a technique, she asked to listen to sleep meditation of subconscious laws. She mentioned she also listened to those tapes. Oh, did she? Oh, I love Arnie. Oh, Arnie was on one of my lives once on TikTok. I love her. I think she is hands down the best coach at Create Your Future. She's one. Did she? And she does the tapes. Wow. I love Arnie. She's actually got a TikTok now called Marnie Fest. Arnie Fest. What a great name, Manifest. But she's not doing many videos, but she should. She's a great coach. I love her. How funny. Oh, that's so nice. What a compliment. How do you know if they were genuinely bad person at the beginning or they were just hiding or they turned bad from, oh, fuck. Everyone is a reflection of you guys. There aren't any bad people. Jesus Christ. If you decide that there are bad people in the world, you'll keep finding bad people. But yes, you'll meet someone at your level. You'll find like the shittiest person in the room when you're self-concept shit instead of the really great person. Guys, if you can make it, you can change it. You're not stuck with it this way. You can change you, which will change the circumstances. You'll see. Yes, Beck, love that. Loz, I've changed a lot since I got to know you, so big thank you for that. Can you please share what's the best way to start revision? I don't think I figured it out yet. Thank you, darling. Look, to start revision, you just go back to a scene in your mind and change it. So pick a small scene that's not that big a deal to you at the moment. Say an argument you have with someone, but it's not a big a deal because you made up, okay? Or something like that that you don't care about so much. Not like a traumatic event, just something small. And change what they said. So they said, "Oh, you're such an idiot." And you go, "Oh, don't call me that. That's really mean." You go, "I'm not being mean. Why are you being nasty or something?" And they left. So change it like they said something, "Oh, you're such a dork." And you go, "I know, I'm such a dork." And you laughed about it. Change it from being a nasty comment to like a funny comment or something like that. And then you loop it over and over in your mind until that feels real. Like that's what you really heard. That's what they really said. That's what you really said. That's what really happened. That's revision. Okay. Guys, what are the best things for manifesting marriage with SP? I figured out my self-concept issues not feeling chosen a priority in the past. We had religious and family issues, but I want to marry him. Well, just imagine yourself as married and get rid of the religious issues in your mind. Stop thinking of those as obstacles, darling, and keep doing my I am chosen sleep tape, okay? And see yourself together as married. Script some scenes as if you're married. What would your life be like now if you're married? Okay, guys, I'm going to go because I've been here forever and this is going longer than normal. And there's so many people here. I know, I'm really sorry. And I can't get to all the questions, but I've tried. So guys, what should I call this live? You are the cause. And what else could we call it? What else do we talk about? Manifesting money. Manifest money. So manifest money and you are the cause, okay? And that's going to be the name of the thumbnail. It'll be red with white writing, and I'll post that now, and you guys can watch it, and you can ask each other questions and stuff in the comments below. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be live later on TikTok. All right, guys. And thanks for all the super chats. See you soon, guys. Bye.